Welcome to the Google Play pre-registration game list for July 2025. We have some titles that have been on here for a while. I'll make a quick mention of those as we come across them. Most of the ultra casual and simulation games I tend to skip over, but there's usually some honorable mentions in there. But we got some new titles that look promising, and let's see what they are. Starting off at the top, we got Alicia the Astral Fall. I actually mentioned this, I think, last month or the month before. This is an action strategy RPG rated T for Teen by Panthera Global. And this has been on here for about 2 months. It looks like it's a blend of casual RPG. It might suit those fans that want an RPG but don't want to spend a massive dedicated time to do it. So take a look at this one if you like a casual RPG. We got Four Tales. This is an adventure card game. Probably not something that I'm really going to get into, but it's rated E for everyone by Plug-in Digital. Looks kind of interesting if you like those card-based games. Not a whole lot of pictures to go off of here, but there is one little trailer. Lost Sword is an epic anime fantasy RPG rated T for Teen by We Made Connect. This is still up for pre-registration. It came up, I think, last month. Might be looking forward to this one. It's got this 2D side-scrolling action, according to them. Looks like it might be worthwhile if you like that kind of combat. The Division Resurgence. This is a tactical shooter multiplayer by Ubisoft. I don't even really want to talk about this point. It'll launch eventually if we're lucky. Let's move on down. We got Acecraft Sky Hero. This is an action casual game rated E for everyone by Skystone Games PTE. Now this is an interesting casual game that I would normally pass on, but it has a very old 1950s, 1960s Felix the Cat style animation to it. Now, if you don't know who that character is, ask your parents, they probably know. It's the typical portrait style, but it has this look back when things were hand drawn. It's kind of cool. I would say check out the trailer if you can too. Really has that old-timey look to it, and it might be something that interests you. Rainbow Six Mobile, the other action tactical shooter by Ubisoft. It's right up there with the Division Resurgence. It launches whenever possible. It's been on the pre-registration list for a zillion years, coming soon at some point before we die. We got Metro 2055 Last Day Survival. This is rated M17 by DB Survival Games. It's another game that's been on the list for quite a while now. It's coming at some point. It's a survival RPG. Mentioned it for the last several months, but not for the kiddos based on that rating. Super Milo Adventures has this like neat retro style look. I do have it on my list of like casuals to keep an eye on, but I'm not really sure. I was a little bit worried about the kind of controls that this thing was going to put out. We'll have to see how it develops. Going down, we've got Supremacy Warhammer 40,000. This is an RTS game in the Warhammer universe by Stillfront Supremacy. Now this one here, it came out I think last month. It only has a cinematic trailer and it still has just a few screenshots. So hopefully this one pans out. I would keep an eye on it if you really love the Warhammer series. It's got some big shoes to fill. We've got Snufkin Melody of Moomin Valley. This is an adventure game rated E for everyone by Snapbreak. Now this is a very interesting game by Snapbreak. They do a lot of escape room kind of games, including the Faraway series, which I was a huge fan of. They have a very unique art style to this game, and I'm really intrigued by it. So it's going on my list. You might want to look at this one if you like these escape room, escape level type of games. There is a trailer too that you can check out. We've got Seven Nights Rebirth. This is a turn-based role-playing game rated T by Netmarble. This one came up last month for the first time. It's a rebirth because the original one was shut down some time ago. It promises dazzling RPG visuals and an immersive experience. So we'll see what Netmarble can deliver. 100th Global is a match 3 rated T for Teen by Chen's Global Limited. Now before you hate on this game, I'm kind of a sucker for a good match 3 game, which is really hard to come by these days. This one is made by the same ones that did ETE Chronicle, which I also covered on this channel, so be sure to check out that video. So I have some hope for this game and that it turns out decently. So if you're into match 3 games, I would say keep an eye out for this one. Whoa, hold on one. Interesting dynamic presentation. So keep an eye on this one if you actually like match 3 games, and we'll see how it turns out. Kaiju number 8 the game. This one came up I think about 2 months now. It looks like it could be a winner. There's no official release date, but the rumor is it is around the very end of August, beginning of September. I'm starting to see a lot more ads for it pop up. So that's usually a good sign that the game is getting closer to launch, but not always. So if you like anime style games, I would keep your eyes open for this one for sure. Soul Huntress Roguelike. This one came up last month. It's a rated T for Teen by Panthera Global as well. I don't usually put too much energy into roguelike games, but this gets an honorable mention because they say it supports full offline gameplay. Looks like a dungeon crawler roguelike, so check out the trailer too. It's not half bad looking, and I think that fully offline gameplay might be really important for a lot of people. Pixel Starships 2 I mentioned last month. I really don't know how the combat of this game is going to be, and I never played the original, but I think I have it like on my short list. We'll see. Fairy Tail Quest, no. Idle Goblin, no. This one is brand new. This is Torowa. This is a roguelike dungeon, rated E for everyone. I don't know how to pronounce the developer or the publisher. It's Asobimio Inc. I'll give this one a quick audible mention. That's because the gameplay doesn't look as fast as I would normally prefer, being this dungeon crawler. Visually, it looks nice, and I want to see how it shapes up. So we'll take a look at it as it gets a little bit closer to launch. Halls of Torment, no. Raising Reincarnated Sword Mage. This one actually came up, I think, about 2 to 3 months ago at this point. It's an idle RPG, but it's like super casual. It's just in like a 16:9 portrait mode. But you know exactly what they're going to do, right? They're going to take stuff like this, and then they're going to put like these ultra super like waifu advertisements all across social media. So I'm just warning you now, you're going to see these advertisements for this thing as it gets closer, and it doesn't look like that fantastic of a game, but they're going to try and suck you in. Dark Divinity RPG, no, I'm going to skip that. Ragnarok Crush, this is a portrait casual game, but in the Ragnarok series. I know that's a pretty big series for a lot of people, so I guess if you like it, you might want to look at that. Going to skip these guys here. Northwall Island Defense, no, not really for us. Gunfight King, this is an action shooter, rated T by mobilegames. This is a very early 2000s Rainbow Six-ish kind of graphic game. I'll mention in passing here, it's not going to probably compete very well with the heavy hitters in this same genre, but it supports up to 10 people in a 5v5 online battle. It's over 30 weapons, team deathmatch, bomb defusal, and some other game modes. So if you like FPS multiplayers, then maybe keep this on your list. Sword of Justice, this is an open world MMO RPG rated T for Teen by Exceptional Global. Now these guys also made the Once Human game, which launched recently. They also did Marvel Mystic Mayhem, Octopath Traveler, so they have some decent games under their belt. Their description says no pay to win, so it could be a nice game. I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. You might want to put this on your list as well. Hell Squad Rush, we're going to skip that. Sonic Rumble. Sonic Rumble is by Sega, of course, rated E for everyone, action platformer multiplayer. It's been on my list for many months. Originally was supposed to launch back in May, but it was postponed indefinitely for quality improvements. There is no official new release date that has been given. Hopefully it lives up to the Sonic hype, and we'll see what happens with it. We're going to skip these guys here. Yu Yu Hakusho Slugfest. This is an anime adventure RPG. This is by Zenifun Technology Limited. Now this showed up on the registration starting last month. Fans of older school anime will know this series. They got the original voice cast for this, and it's officially authorized by the animation company. Promises PvE, PvP, and GVG combat. Definitely something to take a look if you're a fan of that anime. We're gonna skip Paradise Pause, Test Pocket Edition, no. Slash King, that is a no. Fate War, that is a no. This guy, no. We got Destiny Rising, an RPG shooter rated T for Teen, also by Exceptional Global, so they're getting a lot of big ones licensed to them. Set in the Destiny universe, this is the first mobile-based Destiny game. Supports your PlayStation controllers. No trailer yet, but we got some screenshots. Has a first-person and a new third-person action view according to their description. You got multiplayer game modes like 6-player co-op, replayable PvE and PvP modes, and campaign. So if you like the Destiny franchise, put this on your wish list. Official release date right now is August 28th of this year. King of the Fighters AFK, an idle RPG in the AFK Fighter universe, rated T for Teen by Netmarble. That's another Netmarble game, as I just mentioned. It's been here for a while, but it's in the AFK Fighters franchise, but it's idle and it's also super casual. I'll give it a quick mention because it's a long, well-known franchise. Don't know when it's going to officially release, but I think it's supposed to be getting pretty close. Night Hunt the Vampire Tower, a really portrait casual game. Loot everything, defend the realm, slay mighty bosses, hunt some cake. Probably going to skip that one, but if you like casual games, give that a quick mention. We got DC Worlds Collide, an RPG action strategy rated T for Teen by Warner Brothers. Now this is in the DC universe, of course. It has a single player campaign, PvP, uses a 5x5 squad, 50 characters to collect at launch, so if you're a fan of the DC characters, definitely check this one out, put it on your wish list. Indus Battle Royale, we finally actually got a trailer for this, and it's like 95% cinematic and like 5% actual gameplay, so I still really don't know what this is supposed to look like at all, but it's been on here for I think like 4 months at this point. I have it on my wish list, but we'll see what happens as it gets closer to release date. EA Sports FC Tactical, been here a while. If you're a sports fan of soccer, also there. Not gonna play Hello Kitty. Basketball Slam, my team, no. My Little Hotel, no. And this one, no. Alright, time to wrap that up. We've come to the end of the list for now. Hopefully you saw some games in there that catch your eye. There were some good ones this month. Be sure to keep an eye on that pre-registration section because it updates all the time. I'm gonna get out of here. If you enjoyed the series, make sure to subscribe and like the video. It supports the channel. Thanks for watching. This has been Blue Screen of Tech, and I'll see you in the next game.